Hey, everybody, welcome back. So, I wanted to make this video discussing the video editing that I did for the Zelda Ocarina of Time N64 review, and also just a particular edit that I'm having to do on like all the review videos and I guess scripted content where I, write a script and then read it. I'm having to do a lot of cuts. I mean, so that the Zelda Ocarina of Time N64 review took me, I don't know, probably about 4 weeks to make because I probably spent like 2 weeks recording, and then I think I spent roughly 2 weeks editing it. And the reason it took me so long to edit it was because I was doing so many cuts. I mean, so here's the thing. So like when I was reading the script, because like I divided the script up into paragraphs, and then what I would do is each take was like one paragraph. So I did it like that, and then I had like a bunch of different video clips of me reading those different paragraphs, right? And the whole paragraph would be done in that one clip. But what ended up happening, and what happens every time, is that I I run out of air or I say something. It's most of the time because I run out of air and I'm having to breathe. But sometimes I say something wrong. Most of the time it's because I need to breathe and there will be a gap in between the words or in between the sentences. And then I have to cut that out. And then I have to do that 50 million times because I'm doing that 50 million times while I'm recording. And I can see it on like the audio waves in my in DaVinci. I could literally just see it, the gaps and the breathing and stuff like that. And something I realized was like, man, I suck at public speaking. So yeah, anyways, it got a little annoying. It gets a little annoying to do that and repetitive and boring. But that's why the video took me so long to edit. Because if I had just cut out the beginning and the end of the takes, then it wouldn't have taken me so long to edit. But if I had just left all that breathing in there, then I feel like that it would have made the video worse because it was just like constantly having to listen to me breathe and constant gaps in between my words and constant gaps in between the sentences. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to do that for this video because I'm a little tired of doing that. I mean, I spent a ridiculous amount of time doing that on the review video. I don't feel like doing it again right now. So, yeah, and I can go ahead and show you a before and after picture. Unfortunately, this section that I chose to do a before and after picture for was a shorter section, but you get the point. And you know what? I guess I'll go ahead and play the short video clip I recorded of me editing the actual review video. So I can go ahead and play that. A dwarf temple because I think a full-fledged ice temple would suck. Would suck. A full-fledged ice temple would suck. I don't like the idea of spending a ton of time slipping, sliding around. I already did. a ton of time slipping, sliding around. I already a ton of time slipping, sliding around. So I unfortunately during my first video clip recording, I forgot that I was wanting to like show the timeline, my timeline here. So if we scroll in a little bit, zoom in a little bit. Um, um, so let's just choose right here. Let's choose clip 23. So clip 23, as you can see, it has a lot of cuts in it. I mean, a lot of cuts, and the whole thing was one take. Remember that. All these like clips that are numbered here are paragraphs that I read in one recording, and then what I did is I had to go back and cut. And while I was editing, I had to cut all the freaking gaps out, and also cut out my reading mistakes, which I didn't make too many of those, but I only made a few of those. But yeah, and then if we just zoom out a little bit more, I mean, you can see that this whole video is an ocean of just cuts and cuts and cut. I mean, it's like the whole thing is cuts. And then I guess I should explain that this, no, video track 2, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm staring over my OBS and not at my monitor. So video track 2 was the, where I was putting, sorry, up here, I'm still pointing at the wrong thing. Video track 2 is where I was putting the gameplay footage. Video track 1 and audio track 1 was where I was putting my recordings. And then video track 3 was images. And then audio track 2, I only used that when I was putting the stream VODs on the timeline. I was putting, because it'll come onto the timeline linked together. So I would just pull it apart like that. That way it wouldn't be on the same track as all this stuff. But yeah, as you can see, the whole video is an ocean of cuts, and I just wanted to show you that. And then these two things here after the outro are the two bloopers. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show. And as you can see right here, 594 clips, 604 clips, 44 clips. Although, I mean, this is the gameplay footage. And then video track 3 doesn't really matter. It probably only had like 5 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't count that right, 7. So yeah, I wanted to just show that real quick. All right, so the video clip should be over now. And, something I've asked myself now that I posted that video is, do I want to keep doing that like every single time? Do I want to keep like cutting out the breathing and the gaps in between my words and sentences every single time? Because like okay, so let's say like you can't hear me breathe in between words and sentences. There's still a gap, like a long gap between the words and sentences, long enough that I'm like, well, I feel like I need to cut this because it's like there's just this random long period of silence in between my words, and the in between the sentences is not as bad, but then it's still the same problem. And I think the answer to that is going to be yes, I'll keep doing it, because I feel like for that kind of thing, it's worse to just leave it in. Whereas this is maybe not as bad. I mean, I know I'm not doing it for this video because I'm being a little lazy, but I don't think it's necessarily as bad for this video because it's not, it's just me talking. I mean, I guess that's all my videos and streams, but it's not, it's not, I wrote a whole script for this and I'm trying to give very detailed explanations of something and whatever, right? That doesn't make any sense. I guess that's only gonna make sense to me. Why there's a difference and why the difference makes sense. But yeah, I want to talk about that, and then I don't know how to get more air in my lungs because, like, how do I increase lung capacity? I think I need my lungs to be bigger to increase lung capacity, to increase air capacity. Because if I have bigger lungs, then I can hold in more air, and then maybe I won't have to, like, you know, breathe in so much. You know what I mean? I won't be like out of breath after reading one or two sentences. So, yeah, in one of the bloopers, I actually mentioned something about that. Because I put two bloopers at the end of that review video, and the second blooper was I made I don't remember what I did. I kind of, it wasn't a cough, it was something. I did something. Anyways, I was trying to read something, I was like, and then I ran out of air, and I was like, man, I need to breathe more. So, yeah, that's really, I guess, all I wanted to talk about. Something I forgot to mention as well is that I know I'm going to get asked, like, why did you even bother talking about this? Why did you make a video about this? Those two questions. And the reason is because I wanted to. Because I wanted to. That's why. I understand that this is completely and entirely unnecessary for me to make a video about, and completely and entirely unnecessary for me to talk about, but I wanted to talk about it, so therefore I did, or am going to, however you want to phrase that, future tense, past tense, present tense, whichever. No, I didn't write a script for this. I just talked, so, and that's also why you're going to hear me repeat the same words and stuttering. You're going to hear me stutter and say non-grammatically correct sentences. So yeah, anyways, that's it. I'll see you next time. So, see ya and bye bye. So, I mean, does anybody else find this like trippy that like while I'm proof watching this video, I'm having to watch myself edit a different video. And now in this blooper, I am playing a video on a timeline where I'm watching myself edit. So now we're like 3 videos deep into this like infinite mirror possibility. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't even shut myself up for a second there. So like, does that trip anybody else out? I mean, it's not like I had a hard time watching it and I couldn't like see the difference between the two or anything, but it's like, I don't know. It's just a little weird. Oh yeah, so I'm going to do a blooper for this video too. So originally, the first thought I had for the title of this video was I don't have enough air in my lungs. But then I came up with like a couple other video titles. So the one it actually is a lot better than I don't have enough air in my lungs, because that sounds alarming and that sounds like I'm gonna die soon, which is why I decided to shelve that idea. But I thought I would share that 'cause, maybe it'd make you laugh, maybe. So, yeah, no, I'm not going through like an actual like medical emergency or anything. I really suck at public speaking.